Hello and welcome guys to a new episode on SportPredictorFanatic. Today we're going to predict the round 8 matchups of the La Liga playing of course this weekend. First we're going to do predict like all the matches, then we're going to get into the betting part of this video. So let's just start straight away with Real Valladolid against Mallorca. Valladolid are on 5 points after 7 matches and with that are 18th. Valladolid earlier this week lost against Sevilla with 2-1. Mallorca are on 11 points after 7 matches and with that are 5th at the moment. Mallorca have won the last 2 matches with earlier this week a win against Betis. Valladolid and Mallorca have played each other for the last time in 2023 where it actually ended in a draw. I think both teams are quite equal in terms of team, but I think due to Mallorca's better form that they will get the W. Then we have Getafe playing against Alaves. Getafe are on 4 points after 7 games and with that are currently 19th. Getafe lost earlier this week against Barcelona with 1-0. Alaves are on 10 points after 7 games and with that are 8th. Alaves lost earlier this week 3-2 against Real Madrid, which is of course no shame. Last season Getafe and Alaves played each other twice, with both times the home team winning. Before that they had 6 draws against each other. So 6 draws, then both teams won 1, so they're quite even in the last few years. I think Alaves do have the stronger team here and also have the stronger form at the moment, and because of that I'm going to go with a Alaves win right here. Then we have Rayo Vallecano against Leganés. Rayo Vallecano are on 9 points after 7 games and with that are shared 9th. Rayo Vallecano have drawn the last 2 matches with earlier this week a scoreless draw against Girona. Leganés are on 6 points after 7 games and with that are 15th. Leganés also drew their match earlier this week, but it was against Getafe. The last time Rayo Vallecano and Leganés played each other was in 2022, where Rayo Vallecano got the W. And I think they will get the W here as well, because I think they have looked like way better than their opponents the last 3 matches. Then we go to Real Sociedad playing against Valencia. Real Sociedad and Valencia are both on 5 points after 7 matches and with that are shared 16th. Last weekend Sociedad drew against Valladolid and earlier this week they did the same in the Europa League against Nice. Valencia earlier this week had a scoreless draw against Osasuna. Last season, Real Sociedad and Valencia played each other twice, with Sociedad winning both matches, and I think Sociedad do have the better team here again. But I do also think Valencia have shown a better form at the moment, so because of that, I'm actually going to go for a draw between them. Then we have Osasuna playing against Barcelona. But Osasuna are on 11 points after 7 games and with that are shared 5th. Earlier this week, Osasuna drew against Valencia with 0-0. Barcelona are on a perfect 21 points after 7 matches and with that are of course first. Barcelona earlier this week also got a W, which was against Getafe with 1-0. Barcelona and Osasuna have played each other 3 times last season, with Barcelona winning all 3 matchups. The last time actually Osasuna won against Barcelona was in 2020. Since then, 8 wins for Barcelona and 1 draw. And I think Barcelona is going to extend this, not losing streak against Osasuna, as I think they have the better team, the better form at the moment. But I do actually think Osasuna can pose a real challenge this season. And then we have Celta de Vigo against Girona. Celta are on 9 points after 7 games and with that are shared 9th. Celta are now on a two game losing streak with last weekend a loss against Athletic de Club de Bilbao, and earlier this week a 1-0 loss against Atletico Madrid. Of course, both not really a shame. Girona are on 8 points after 7 games, and with that are shared 12th. Girona last weekend lost against Valencia, but earlier this week got a point with a draw against Rayo Vallecano. Last season, Girona and Celta played each other twice, with Girona, of course, winning both, but that was, of course, a wonder season for Girona. I think both teams are quite equal, and also the form is like quite equal, although I do think Celta de Vigo are a little bit in favor with that, even though they did lose the last 2 games. But because of that, I'm actually going to go for a draw right here. Then we have Athletic de Club de Bilbao against Sevilla. Bilbao are on 13 points after 7 games, and with that are 5th. Bilbao has won the last 3 La Liga matches, with last weekend a 3-1 win over Celta de Vigo. Earlier this week, they also drew their match against AS Roma in the Europa League, which is, of course, not a bad start of the Europa League. Sevilla are on 8 points after 7 games, and with that are shared 12th. Last weekend, they lost against Alaves, but earlier this week, they did win 2-1 against Real Valladolid. Last season, Bilbao and Sevilla played each other twice, with Bilbao actually winning both matches. And I think Bilbao do have the stronger and better team here again. And also I think their form will help them get this W. Then we have Real Betis against Espanyol. Betis are on 9 points after 7 games, and with that are shared 9th. Last weekend, Betis did lose against Mallorca, but earlier this week they got a point with a 1-1 draw against Las Palmas. Espanyol are on 7 points after 7 games, and with that are 14th. Espanyol have lost the last 2 matches, with last weekend a match against Real Madrid, and earlier this week a loss against Villarreal with 2-1, which are both not really a shame, but I mean, you're hoping for a point there. Betis and Espanyol have played each other in 2023 for the last time, where Betis actually won the matchup. I think Betis are the better team and do have like the slightly better form, although they are not really like on it yet this season, but I think they're gonna be good enough to get this W. Then we have maybe the biggest matchup of the whole week, like of the whole weekend. Or maybe the second biggest after Leverkusen against Bayern Munich. But Atletico Madrid against Real Madrid, of course, a really freaking big matchup. Atletico Madrid are on 15 points after 7 games, and with that are 3rd. While Atletico Madrid last weekend drew against Rayo Vallecano, they did win earlier this week with a 1-0 win against Celta de Vigo. Because Atletico Madrid also won their match in Champions League last week, they still are unbeaten this season. Real Madrid are on 2 points more, so on 70 points after 7 matches, and with that are 2nd. The last 4 Liga matches played by Real have been won by Real, with last weekend a 4-1 win over Espanyol, and earlier this week a 3-2 win over Alaves. They did also win their first Champions League match last week, and with that are also still unbeaten this season. Last season, Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid, of course, played each other 4 times, with Atletico winning at home in the league, while the other league match ended in a draw. Then there was a win in the Super Cup for Real Madrid, but this was only after extra time, where they scored twice. And then in the Copa del Rey, they also met each other, with Atletico Madrid winning that matchup, also in extra time, also with 2 goals in the extra time. Interesting is actually that the last time Real Madrid won against Atletico Madrid was like in 90 minutes, was in 2022. Since then, 1 win for Atletico and 5 draws. So actually, I actually did find that really interesting. But I think, of course, this will be a close matchup. I think Real Madrid have the better team, but Atletico Madrid are always so good at home, especially defending wise. So I was like between a Real win and a draw basically, but I'm going for a Real win. Very surprisingly, like I think they are finally going to show their class, which I think they haven't really done yet this season. But they have so much class in the team. I think they should get the win and finally show like a really good match. So yeah, I'm going for Real Madrid. And then we have a Villarreal against Las Palmas. Villarreal are on 14 points after 7 games and with that are 4th. Last weekend Villarreal lost 5-1 against Barcelona, but earlier this week bounced back with a 2-1 win over Espanyol. Las Palmas have 3 points from 7 games and with that are last. Las Palmas last weekend lost 2-1 against Osasuna but got away with a point earlier this week with a draw against Real Betis. Last season, Las Palmas and the Villarreal played each other twice, with both times actually Las Palmas winning the match. Very surprising. But I think Villarreal do have the better team, especially now with the form of Las Palmas. I think Villarreal should get the win right here. And with that, we predicted all the matches. So please let me know what you think. If I did well, if I did wrong. But let's get into the betting part then. Because I'm going to go for 5 matches. The 5 matches are Mallorca to win their matchup. The odds for that is 2.7. Alaves to win their matchup. The odds for that is surprisingly high with 3.15. Then Rayo Vallecano to win their matchup. The odds for that is 1.92. Bilbao to win their matchup. The odds for that is 1.71. And then Real Madrid to win their matchup against Atletico Madrid, of course, with an odd of 2.51. So yeah. As said, let me know what you think. But for now, I want to thank y'all for watching. Please have a good day and I'll see ya.